Okay, guys, let me explain something to you. If you're somebody who's educated in business, economics, and finance, and you're also an investor in the antiques and collectibles trade, and maybe you have $10,000 sitting where you were potentially looking to buy either a high-grade comic book, a very rare Star Wars figure, or maybe a Pokemon card, or maybe even a rare coin, you now have to understand that in a raising interest rate environment, if you can get 5 or 6% on that $10,000, maybe the prudent thing to do is, rather than invest that money in the antiques and collectibles trade, you might be better off going and getting a treasury bill, treasury note, or maybe even a brokered CD, and pretty much taking that $10,000, putting it in that safe investment, taking the 6%, and then when that particular investment matures, you're going to get your principal back. So that's what you got to understand that's happening right now in the antiques and collectibles trade. Because a lot of you are reaching out to me asking me, hey, Shawn, I don't understand. I have this key comic book and it's down 20%. Why did my key comic book drop 20%? You got to understand, people like me that understand finance, that also operate in the antiques and collectibles trade, I'm not going to invest in a risky asset that pays me no cash dividend or interest payment when I can take that money right now and I can get 5 to 6% in something that's pretty much guaranteed and I still get my principal back. And that's what's happening, guys. That is why there is a pullback in a lot of these markets. And I try to explain this to you. If you go back and watch the core basics that I teach on this particular YouTube channel, you're going to see a lot of these core fundamentals that I taught years ago are starting to come true. With high inflation, there's a lot of people thinking, Shawn, high inflation, that should be good for hard assets. Assets like collectibles, antiques, cryptocurrency, gold, silver. If that's true, how come right now, at least over the short term, a lot of these asset prices are down for hard assets, collectibles, and the like? You need to understand that there's a lot more variables at play than a lot of you are used to seeing in these markets. You know, a lot of people came into the antiques and collectibles trade after the 2008-2009 financial crisis. And that was a very interesting time to be operating in these markets because rates kept getting slashed. They cut rates. They cut rates again to the point that we were at historically low interest rates. Well, again, somebody like me, a wealthy individual, if I have $10,000 in cash sitting and I look at interest rates, I look at the price of T-bills, I look at the price of treasury notes, brokerage CDs, and I go, you know what? That $10,000, if I put it in one of those investments, I'm only going to get like 1% or 2% return. I might as well spend it on a rare coin or a vintage Star Wars figure or a rare comic book, or even take the risk, put it in the stock market, or go after dividend-paying stocks that are paying 6 or 7%. Why would I just keep it at 1 or 2% when literally, even during normal periods of time, inflation is what, 3 to 4% on average? Why would I lose money by doing that? And that's why antiques and collectibles became a very, very sought-after asset class after the 2008, after the 2009 recession, when the government really started to rein in interest rates. And that's also what caused the stock market to go to astronomical highs. Because now a wealthy individual, if they've got $10,000, $20,000 just sitting there, and it's money they don't need, it's not part of their emergency fund, well, gee, I'll put it in stocks. I'll put some of it in collectibles. Hell, I'll even take a risk on crypto. I'm not just going to keep it there where it's earning less than inflation. That's just stupid. Are you guys getting this yet? This is very important when we talk about investing in antiques and collectibles. You need to understand how the current socioeconomic environment plays into these markets by and large. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know this. So that's what a lot of my videos coming up are going to entail about investing in antiques and collectibles. If this is something that interests you, consider subscribing to this channel or take the time at least to go back, watch some of my videos. But I will warn you, this is a collectible finance channel. I'm not here to hold your hand, talk about Boba Fett's, Pokemon, Magic the Gatherings, Planeswalkers, Star Wars figures, whatever it is that you love, I probably love it too. But just keep in mind, this is Collectibles Finance 101. We get down and dirty on this channel about capitalism and how these markets work. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.